So this is your pretty typical Rhys the Redeemed EDH deck, right? You get a couple of basic lands with Cultivate or Kodama's Reach, maybe some dual lands with Sky Shroud, Claim, or Ranger's Path, and that allows you to cast a lot of small creatures like Priest of Titania and Elvish Archdruid, which allows you to generate a ton of mana because Imperious Perfect and Rhys the Redeemed keep popping out babies with all of that mana that you're generating, and you can do this every turn because Seedborn Muse is a fair and balanced card in a typically slow Cold War style multiplayer format. Well, at least that's the basic premise. Everything does something, and that something should usually be an immediate action or give you the option to make an immediate reaction. If a creature enters the battlefield, it should either put a number of tokens on board with it, allow you to generate mana to be able to put more creatures onto the battlefield, or cast more spells that will put creatures onto the battlefield. Enlightened Tutor and Idyllic Tutor are exceptions to this, but enchantments, while important, aren't the absolute linchpins to the deck. They'll speed things along, sure, but waiting a turn to drop Doubling Season or Cathar's Crusade, for example, isn't as big of a deal as needing to, say, immediately have that Avenger of Zendikar and the possible wall of tokens that it brings. Enter the Battlefield triggers are important, because they allow for fun interactions and they're an immediate benefit. Avenger of Zendikar, Namada Grove Guardian, even Elvish Promenade and Sapling Symbiosis. Those cards are all great on their own, but they really shine when Aura Shards, a good removal engine against decks that rely heavily on mana generating artifacts or Voltron style commanders, or Cathar's Crusade, because who doesn't like big beefy creatures that only get bigger and beefier are on board? Second Harvest and Parallel Evolution even allow you to double up on those triggers, potentially resulting in massive board clearing or a titanically immense army. Even better is that Parallel Evolution has flashbacks, so that you can double up on all those tokens that you just doubled. Let's not even get started on all the multiplication that you'll be doing if you have Doubling Season or Parallel Lives on board. I hope you've still got that old TI-83 calculator. You know, the one that you needed for that high school algebra class that you dreaded having to sit through. One of the weak points of this deck, just going by face value, is its dedicated board control. Terastodon and Beast Within allow for some targeted destruction at the cost of giving the player a 3/3 Beast token, while Crows and Grip allows for split-second removal that would prevent an opponent from activating an ability in response to the more constant Aura Shards trigger. Other than that, it's all large-scale wipes through Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, Hour of Reckoning, and potentially Martial Coup. Because what does my board state matter when I can just make a lot of tokens again really quickly? Which brings me to the main focus of the deck. Create a lot of tokens, do it quickly, and make sure that those tokens are as big as possible. El Schnorr and Grand Cenobite and Mirari's Wake will provide a constant buff, while Elvish Archdruid and Imperious Perfect will further buff your elf creatures. In addition, Coat of Arms and Cathar's Crusade will provide potentially massive buffs with very few creatures involved. Even with one or two of those buffing abilities on board, a handful of creatures can be made to win games or severely damage opponents, especially through means such as Craterhoof Behemoth's trigger, an Azuri Renegade Leader activation, or a Beastmaster Ascension coming online during an attack.
Hey guys, thanks for making it this far. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to never miss a video. I also stream over on Twitch, so come and hang out if that's your thing. Or you can feel free to check me out over on Twitter. See you on the next one.